Every D&D player has a class. No, I'm not talking about their character, I'm talking about you. Your player class is based on the way you approach each session and how you play the game. And by understanding which role fits you, you can better understand yourself. Or at least laugh about it. So which are you? Let's find out. Artificers in D&D create all sorts of items they can use in combat, while exploring the world, or just to mess with people. Artificer players take character building to the extreme. They're the ones who are always crafting. They have a customized binder for each character, a sewn dice bag to keep all their mass rocks safe, and they even carve the DM a personalized screen to use. If you've ever been told by well-meaning relatives, "Could you turn this D&D thing into a business?" you're probably an artificer. Barbarians are all about big swings, and that's referring to both the giant weapons they wield, but also their emotions. Raging all the time is exhausting, literally for some subclasses, but their ability to absorb damage and dish it back out means they're constantly living on the edge. Barbarian players might not go into an actual rage, but they're the ones that are always experiencing the most moods at the table, taking insane risks that bring low lows and soaring highs. They're the type of players who hear, "Are you sure?" as "I dare you." If they're the big red button, they're going to push it. And just like the burly brutes they are, they can take blow after blow, aka losing characters to some really dumb ideas, and keep coming back for more. If this sounds like you might be a barbarian. You'll probably also drink out of a real tankard at the table. That's a pretty good sign too. Bards are theater kids who now play D&D. They're super into role-playing, always talking in character and trying to find the drama of every scene. They may come in costume, and yes, if they happen to also be playing a bard, expect some singing. Even if they aren't the face of the party, they'll be talking, and will absolutely get frustrated when they roll a 3 on the 5-minute monologue they had prepped. Bards are great for roleplay-focused games that emphasize using wits over weapons, or when you just want to watch someone act their heart out for an audience of 3 to 5 friends. Shine bright, Bard. You're a star. Clerics in D&D worship a whole host of gods, ranging from benign saviors to literal evil tyrants, but perhaps none worship those more fickle than cleric players, who unfortunately live at the mercy of the dice gods. Do you test out each die before your session to see who's rolling hot? You're a cleric. Do you perform literal rituals to exorcise demons within your mass rocks, like placing them in jail or having another player bless them? You're a cleric. Do you get just a little too attached to your favorite sets? Congratulations, you're a cleric. Your holy symbol is a D20, and your altar is my coffee-stained dining table. Druids protect the wilds and the creatures that live there, gaining their strength from the untamed power of nature. Druid players also look after a bunch of creatures. They just happen to be all of the DM's NPCs. If you're running a game with a druid at the table, don't make the mistake of giving the goblin a cute voice or introducing a joke character who's meant to only be in one scene. They will be adopted, and now you're stuck with them forever. And I mean forever, because they will absolutely use a diamond to bring back Billy the Bullywug, who died to the big bad guy. At least you'll never have to worry about them being invested in the game. That game might be more like Pokemon to them than D&D, but hey, we'll take it. Fighters are built for combat. I'm talking about the character and player class. They don't want to roleplay, they don't want to solve puzzles, they're here to fight dragons, be a badass, and then do it all again. The way they build their characters to be killing machines is an art form. And don't worry, they always know what they want to do on their turn. They've already played through it 10 times in their head. Maybe they'll never use a character voice, and maybe they have no idea what's going on in the story. But if you want a table that's excited for an old-fashioned, combat-heavy dungeon crawl, find yourself some fighters. Monks can control the energy flowing through their bodies, harnessing it to heighten their abilities. In a similar fashion, monk players have endless energy for D&D. They're playing in 5 games a week, never show up late, and will be engaged the entire time, no matter how long the session goes. Sure, they might need a Red Bull or 2 in order to keep that up, but hey, that's basically a health potion in real life, so we won't hold it against them. When you think of the party tank, you think of a paladin, always on the front lines and able to take hit after hit with their gleaming armor. Paladin players also shield their fellow party members, but their blows are emotional. They're the one everyone clowns on, but they love it, able to get roasted and have it roll off their thick skin. They're also the first to jump to another player's defense when someone takes things a little too far. A true player of virtue. Rangers are master survivalists, helping the party get through harsh wilderness by providing for the group. And that's exactly what Ranger players do too. They're the one bringing the snacks. Chips and dip, pizza, Chinese food. They know every person's order from all the takeout places within a square mile, and their favorite enemy is slow door dashers. And if they're hosting the session, you know that kitchen's getting put to work. We're talking baked goods, homemade lasagna, mixed drinks that are themed around your campaign. Rangers might not be the best class in the game, but they're 100% the best for a player. Rogues cheat, straight up. Just like how they're always sneaking around in-game, stealing and doing shady things, rogue players are constantly pushing the envelope. fudging rules, forgetting rules when it's convenient for them, even trying to subtly move their mini when nobody's watching. You might think you have a rogue at the table, but here's the thing. The best don't get caught. But if you're a rogue watching this right now, you know who you are. You know what you've done. Sorcerers are blessed with innate powers, drawing on their own magical essence to shape the world around them. Sorcerer players are also blessed, and they always get the best rolls. No matter what dice they're using or which character they're playing, they will constantly get more nat 20s than anyone else at the table. If you need a clutch roll, you just know the sorcerer is going to get it. Some folks are ashamed of their powers, as though their absurd luck somehow takes away from the randomness of the game. I say embrace it. Use your powers for good. Or seduce a dragon, I guess. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. Otherworldly patrons grant warlocks a fraction of their power, letting them go beyond the restraints of mere mortals. If you're a warlock player, you also have a patron, and their name is Hasbro. You're the one who has a paid account on D&D Beyond, bought all the books, yes, including the new ones, and has character cards for every class they've released so far. But with that patronage comes power, and you have access to so many species and subclasses that nobody else can afford, so that's pretty neat. Yeah, this one's a tough sell. Last but not least, perhaps the most iconic class in the game, Wizards. Those who get their magic the hard way, through years of intense study. And so too does the Wizard player study, but instead of ancient tomes, they read the player's handbook. Masters of the rules, they're often correcting the dungeon master on different interpretations, and even calling out their fellow players when they mess something up. So, in other words, just DM already. And there you have it. You can now effortlessly classify every single D&D player into one of those categories. Does multi-classing exist in real life, where certain players might take on different traits from multiple archetypes? No! Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like is a great way to support the channel. Speaking of which, if you want to see even more like this, why not subscribe to the Bards College? I make videos all about D&D, DMing, and everything in between, so stick around. But for now, good luck, and remember, crit your players.